Hey YouTube, what's going on? I want to do something a little bit different today. As you can see, I'm walking in my neighborhood, and just so that you know it's me, I'm not sure how to turn this thing around. I'll turn it this way. See, it's me, Missy Cease. Um, and the reason I'm doing this is because I'm trying to set myself up for the next type of video I'm going to do. I want to do a financial video. Basically, some steps you can take to financial security or financial freedom, whatever your goals are. And again, I want to do this video. I'm not bragging at all, trust me. But I just want to show you that I know what I'm talking about. And, I have some credibility, for the points I'm about to share with you guys. I gotta be careful not to show house numbers and stuff. But basically, this is my house. And we moved here. And so if you can see, okay, I don't want to show the house number. We moved here a couple months ago. We also have another house. So we have two houses that we're paying mortgage on, and we're trying to get our other one. See there, that's the car my son was driving when I did my law enforcement video. That's the car he was driving. That's his car, and we keep it outside. We got a 2-car garage there, and then we have another garage here. And this is side view. Trying not to get the house number in here. I want to show you the inside, but my house is really messy. And this is kind of like an impromptu video that I didn't plan on doing, but I was like, what the heck? I need to get some credibility because you guys, you don't know me from a can of paint. And you're like, she's making this stuff up. But anyway, I'm walking in. This is my laundry room. I'm just going to show y'all briefly. I have to take my shoes off. We don't wear shoes in my house, so I'm taking my shoes off. There's a bedroom there. This bathroom kind of stays clean. So here's like a half bath, guest bath. My husband, a million pairs of shoes. My office, which is messy, I'm not going to show you. It's over there. My living room, which is kind of messy, is over there. My kitchen is kind of messy. You've probably seen a little bit of it. I did some filming in here. A little eating area, which is messy. This is they call this a keeping room. So this is another living room area with the TV. And again, that's the living room over there. And then there's some stairs. This is a 5-bedroom house. About 3,100 square feet. And we have 2 bedrooms. I don't know how to flip this camera around. 2 bedrooms downstairs and 3 up. And this is my patio that I kind of threw together that I kind of like it, but just to give you guys a little glimpse. Okay, and again, I'm not bragging, but I'm gonna see if I can show you my master bath. It usually stays pretty clean, but my master bedroom is messy. So, and that's the front door. So I don't want to show you my master bedroom because it's a mess. But this is the master bath, which is, well, you can see all my hair products and stuff. And here's the shower and the tub. My closet, which is a mess. Don't judge. My walk-in closet. So I'm showing it to y'all real fast because it's messy. And then there's the water closet, they call it. But yeah, I mean, we like it. Again, I wish I had cleaned up. Like I said, it's impromptu, and I really didn't plan on. I'm trying to figure out how do I switch this camera around to me. But anyway, that's the upstairs I was telling you about. We can go up here briefly. Show you the rooms up here. Oh, I'm hot. Let's take the coat off. Again, this is messy. My husband's got clothes everywhere. This is a bedroom. This is a bedroom, but he uses it as an office. This is my son's room, which is, it's kind of clean because he's not here right now. He's away at college. And this is a bathroom. We have 4 bathrooms in here. So this is one of the bathrooms, the toilet area. And here's another bathroom over here. So yeah, we have 2 bathrooms downstairs and 2 upstairs. And this was kind of clean. I wonder should I can't put the camera around on me. But anyway, I guess maybe I'll just turn the phone around. So I just wanted to briefly show you guys that. So when I do get into my financial video, which I am going to film a little bit later when I get cleaned up, because as you can see, I just came from outside. I was walking. I'm kind of sweaty. But there's some points and things that I want to go over. And I just want you guys to see that, you know, I have some credibility and I do know what I'm talking about. Again, I'm not rich by no means. I'm not wealthy. I'm just an average person like you guys, working every day, grinding, and, you know, just trying to make a living. So let me hop off here, get changed, and I'll do another. I'm going to stop this video and try to edit them together. I'm not good at editing, but I'm going to do the other video and we'll sit down and have a chat in a minute. Okay. Okay, y'all, I'm back. And as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to show you all around, you know, briefly, you know, my living situation so that again, so I have some credibility when I, you know, talk about, you know, finances here. And I know what some of y'all are thinking, and I know what you're saying. Oh, just because you have a nice house or, you know, quote unquote, nice house. I mean, what's nice to me may not be nice to you. Doesn't mean, you know, that, you know what you talk about. You know what you're talking about when it comes to finances. And that's true. But over the years, you know, we have accumulated things and we have accumulated some type of quote unquote wealth so that we can afford, you know, these things. We also have, you know, money put away in retirement, you know, accounts, 401ks and things like that. And, you know, we both have, well, I have, I speak for myself. Well, my husband does too, but I'm not going to make this video about him and about us. It's about me. And I do have a 1 year salary saved. So in case, you know, something were to go left or something were to happen, you know, at least I have, excuse me, I have that to fall back on. Because they do say, you know, we should have, you know, savings account. We should have money saved. And you just never know. I mean, a lot of people, I know it's hard. I know it's really hard to put money aside into savings, especially when you're younger and, you know, you're just starting your careers and stuff like that. And again, we didn't start off that way. I mean, I barely had anything in my savings account when I was in my 20s and I was working and stuff. I mean, I was living check to check, basically. We both were, because I've been married since I've been in my 20s. And so we've learned a lot along the way, seen a lot, done a lot, you know, been in different predicaments. But I can go over that in another video. But that's not what you came here for. You came here to hear these, I think it's 10 things. 10. I'm not sure what I'm going to title this video, but for now I'll just say 10 things that that we do in our daily lives. You know, kind of I want to say bad habits that we do or take on that are keeping us from our financial security or our financial freedom. Okay. So first of all, I want to start off with. And these are not in any particular order. I just, you know, trying to keep my points. Oh, I got a mark from my sunglasses. But they're not in any particular order, but I'm just going to start off with the first point. And I'm not sure if you guys saw in my closet, but I'm kind of guilty of this. Stop buying designer stuff. Okay. And I need to eat my words and I need to practice that myself. And I'm not sure if you saw in my closet. I mean, I do have some designer handbags and stuff like that. And at the time I thought, oh, when I bought them, I thought they were an investment. So if anything were to go left or if I were to get tired of them, then I could just sell them. Okay. Pre-COVID, I think is when I accumulated a lot of handbags. Now I have sold some since then. I had a lot. And I'm not proud. I mean, I had a lot. I did sell quite a few of them because I didn't need them all. And then pre-COVID, I was bored. So what I do, I just get online like everybody else and I just shop and I just bought stuff I didn't need, which is another point I'm going to make later. But stop buying designer stuff because the only people we're making rich is the designers. We're making Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Chanel, I mean, you name it. There's Balenciaga, you know, you name it. I mean, there's the designers. I mean, the names are endless. Um, you know, stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Just because you see so and so with a designer handbag or designer clothing or Gucci this or a Gucci belt or whatever, it doesn't mean that you have to buy those things to feel like, you know, like you're worthy or just to keep up with them. A lot of times people, you know, and myself included, I think at one point, you know, I didn't at one point, like before I lost the weight and everything. And that's another video. I don't think I've uploaded that one yet, but I have another video. I'm going to talk about weight loss and stuff like that. But before I lost my weight and everything, I was very insecure, and I felt kind of bad about myself. And, you know, buying that designer, whatever, it just made me feel better at the moment, but it didn't last. You know, it's not sustainable. So I would say just stop buying the stuff because, again, you're not going to make anybody rich but the designers. And you're just going to be, you know, wasting money on stuff that we don't need, or putting it on credit cards, which I'll get into that. But that's going to be my next point. Or putting it on credit cards, and then, you know, we're not paying off the balance. If we can't afford to pay cash for it, then we don't need to buy it. I mean, it's as simple as that. So that's my next point I want to make. Stop using credit cards. That is the worst debt that you can accumulate. And especially now, the credit card, those interest rates, I don't even look anymore. I mean, they're up there. They're 20, 30%. Some of them I hear, I don't know. Because, you know, back in my day, that's kind of how you started out, and that's how you built credit. When you were everybody got a JCPenney credit card. And I don't know, some of you older people out there can remember that. If you got JCPenney, or if you got a Sears credit card, hey, you were good to go. You know, you're going to get your credit. You're on your way to financial security, because, you know, you're going to establish your credit, and that was a way to establish credit. And you were something, boy. You were doing something if you had those credit cards. But today it's just not a good debt to have, because the interest rates are so expensive. Do I use credit cards? Yes, absolutely. I use credit cards, and I'm not telling you not to use them. But what I am saying, if you can, please pay off your balance in full at the end of the month. Because if you don't, you're just giving the credit card company all this money, and that's how they make their money. They make their money off of the interest that they're charging you, the interest rate. So, I mean, if you have, I forget what the saying is out there, or what the literature says, like $10,000 in debt, and at the current interest rate, or whatever the interest rate is, it's going to take you X amount of years to pay it off, and it's like some ridiculous amount of years to pay off the credit card. It's just don't get in the habit of using them. If you can, I mean, if you do have a lot of credit card debt and you do have big balances, my advice would be, if you have any type of assets, like a home or anything like that, where you have equity built in it, take out a loan, pay off those consumer credit card debts with the equity. Let's say if you get an equity line of credit, if you have a home, or whatever assets that you could tap into, or even maybe a personal loan if you can get a really good rate. Like I think they call them debt consolidation loans. Do something like that to pay those credit cards off, and then once you pay them off, cut them up. Just, if you are the type that, you know, you can't not use a credit card, I would just hide them from yourself or cut them up. Just close. I wouldn't say close the accounts, because I mean that can kind of hurt your credit score a little bit, but just don't use them if you could help it. Maybe an emergency situation or something like that, and that's really what they're supposed to be for. I just wouldn't use them. My next point I want to make is stop eating out. And I got into this a little bit with my other video that I did about weight management, weight loss, things like that. Eating out is, number one, is not healthy, and number two, it's expensive. Like Chick-fil-A, like, really? They're charging, I don't know, what is it? I don't eat at Chick-fil-A anymore, but I think it's, no shade to Chick-fil-A, But I mean, it's like you get a chicken sandwich, fries, and a drink, and it's like, depending on where you live, it's like it can be $10 and upwards, for a meal. It's expensive. And then McDonald's went through a thing, I think back in the summer, where they were charging, depending on where you live in the country, like $17 for uh what is it? Big Mac meal or something like that. That's ridiculous. I mean, it's not just the fast food. It's these sit down restaurants too. I mean, everything is just expensive. Everything has just gone up. I mean, you'd be surprised if you stop eating out. Try it. Give yourself a week. I just say give it a week, and you will see how much money you save with eating out. Now, I know groceries are expensive. Groceries are high. I mean, I went grocery shopping. Every time I go, it's $100, and I don't get a lot. It's just me and my husband. Mostly, I'm just shopping for me because he doesn't eat healthy and he doesn't eat the right things. So I'm just getting stuff for me, and I come out 2 bags, $100. I mean, so don't get me wrong. Going to the grocery store is expensive also, but the groceries that you get is going to last you a week, 2 weeks, maybe beyond. And depending on your family size, I get it. If you have a larger family, you're going to spend a lot more. But in the long run, that food is going to last you longer and is healthier. And it's going to go a lot further than taking a whole family of 4 out to McDonald's or, again, no shade at the restaurants. I know they got to make money, and whatever the restaurant, your favorite restaurant that you like to eat at, pizza, even the pizza. I mean, everything is expensive nowadays. So if you guys just try it for a week. Just don't eat out, and you'll see. Go to the grocery store, and you'll see there's a big difference. Eating out versus cooking at home. Another one point I want to make, and this can be probably controversial, but don't buy brand new cars. And I'm kind of hypocritical with this one because my car is not brand new anymore, but at the time it was brand new, and I pretty much buy brand new cars, and that my husband does too. But when I say this, it's just looking back, it's not a wise idea. And the reason I say that is because, and I know you guys heard this before, when you buy that brand new car, soon as you drive it off the lot, I know you've heard it, where it says your car depreciate. I don't know what the number is. It used to be like $5,000. It's probably up, probably 10 grand by now. As soon as you drive it off the lot, that car depreciates. Okay? So cars are a depreciating asset. Okay? It's not like a house. So if you go buy a brand new car, and let's say you fall upon hard times and you get into financial trouble, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have equity in that car. So you can't get a loan and secure a loan against your car to cash out from it most of the time. I mean, there have been, I guess in some instances you can. I think they have like these title pay loan places or something like that. I've never, done that, but I'm not sure. I can't tell you how that works because I'm not sure. I've never done that. I wouldn't advise it, to be honest, because they're kind of like loan sharks. I mean, they charge you a really, really high interest rate. So I wouldn't advise doing title loans and stuff like that. But if you have a home or a house or something like that, and it doesn't have to be paid for, as long as you have equity in that home, it's an appreciating asset and the price of that house is going to go up, then you could always borrow money, take out a loan or something against your home. So that's why, cars are called depreciating assets. Everybody needs, depending on where you live in the country. I don't live in the city. I don't really say country, but it's kind of like suburban type. So you need a car to get around. I think my car is now is a 2019. I did have the new car itch, but I'm going to take my own advice, and I'm not going to buy another car. That car works. It works fine. I want to buy another one, but I'm not. I'm going to take my own advice because even though we have accumulated things over the years, I'm still looking at retirement, and I'm still looking at funding and saving for my retirement. So that's why I say, financial freedom or your financial security. That includes me also, because that's why I don't want to, buy another car. And I just don't advise it. Now, if you do need a car, like I said, depending on where you live at in the country, if you do need a car, I wouldn't buy it brand new. I would buy a nice car, maybe get it you know, 3 to 4 years old, you know, with low miles on it, let somebody else take the hit. Somebody else has already taken the hit. You know, buy a car like that. And I know this is also debatable, and I've heard people say, you know, don't finance a car, you know, pay for it outright. Me personally, I would not pay for a car outright. And I'm gonna tell you why. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, it's a depreciating asset. Soon as you drive that car off the lot, it depreciates. I forgot where I was going with that. The paying cash for it. Don't pay cash for it, because to me it's like throwing money in the trash, basically. Now you may have a different opinion, but that's just been, you know, that's just my opinion on it. I mean, if I had, you know, if I have $20,000, $30,000 or whatever cars cost, or whatever you pay for it, $25,000 in the bank, I'm not gonna put it on a car. If you have, you know, and I can do a credit video too, but if you have decent credit, you're able to get a decent interest rate, I would finance it. And that's just that way, you're making payments on it. So every year you're making payments on it, you know, maybe get like a 1 year, 2 year, however, you know, much you can afford, 2, 3, 4 year car loan. So as a car depreciates, you're making payments on it. So it's not like, you know, all that money is just gone at one time, to 20, 30,000 and 40, whatever, you know, the car costs. But that's just my opinion. Some people like paying cash for their cars, but if you're going to get a decent car, like I said, you're probably looking at $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 price range. Now, some of these older, really old cars, if it's under $5,000, then yeah, you know, I would go ahead and pay cash for it. But if it's over, let's say 25, 30,000, I wouldn't. I would try to finance it if you could. If you can get it, like I said, a decent interest rate, and decent payments, you know, whatever's within your affordability. Then which I want to talk about this next point about houses. I think I kind of touched on this already a little bit. And again, this might be controversial, but folks, stop paying rent. If you can help it, stop paying rent. Buy a house instead if you can. And I can do another whole video on that about buying houses. We bought 3. We currently have 2, but within my lifetime, I've purchased 3 houses. Don't pay rent. And the reason is you're making somebody else rich. Even if you're renting a house, apartment, or what have you, you're making the rental company, you're making the homeowner, whoever you're renting from, you're making them rich. And what they're going to do to your rent, what happened after COVID, you know, when the whole thing was lifted, where, you know, they could raise your rent and stuff like that. Everybody's rent shot up. Everybody's rent shot up. And that's what happens. You're going to pay rent. You're going to start off with one amount, you know. I guess your rental, it's been a long time since I paid rent, but whatever your rental agreement is, usually yearly, I think it is, they're not going to say, oh, you've been such a good tenant and you've always paid on time and we really appreciate you. Let's lower your rent. No, that ain't going to happen. You pay your rent on time, you're a good tenant. And it has nothing to do with that. You know, they're in it to make money. They need to make a profit. They're a business. So what they're going to do? They're going to raise your rent every year for, you know, however long you keep staying there. So that's why I said, you know, if you can, buy a house. I mean, it don't have to be anything elaborate. It don't have to be 3, 4, 5, 10,000 square feet. It don't have to be a mansion. Start off small. Now, the first house we bought, it was only 1,700 square feet. When I say only, I mean, that may be big to some folks. I mean, for us, we outgrew it pretty quickly. It's kind of small, but, you know, you can buy a 1,000 square foot house, 1,200 square. I mean, I would start small. And the reason I say that is because they, you know, of course, they tend to be a little bit cheaper, you know. But at least you are building equity. You're building something that is going to be yours if you decide to stay in it long enough. Or if, again, like I mentioned earlier, if you fall upon financial hardship, you can always borrow money against the equity that's in that house. Also, you can rent the house out. Let's say you want to upgrade and get a bigger house, a nicer house. You can always rent that house out. or sell it, whichever. Again, it is an appreciating asset. That is something that is going to be yours, something that will work in your favor. So if you can, I know everybody can't afford to buy a house, but really you can. There are so many different new home, first home buyer programs, first time home buyer programs, and things like that. In your local area, contact a realtor, contact lending companies in your area, and they have all kinds of programs and things and educational programs that you can utilize, and see where you stand on a process. There's a lot of programs out there for home buyers. So I would definitely look into that if you can. If you can buy a house at all income levels. It doesn't matter if you only make X amount, money per hour or what have you. There's a house out there for you. There's a house out there for everybody. You just have to get a realtor, like I said, get a lender, and then just, look into it. But I definitely would recommend buying versus renting if you can. And then this goes back, the next point I want to make kind of goes back to the designer stuff. Stop buying things you don't need. And I've been guilty of this in the past. I get bored. I want to go shopping. I'm bored. Or I'm stressed. I want to go shopping. I need retail therapy. We got to stop doing that. Because, yeah, you're stimulating the economy. You're making the economy happy. But we're not making our wallets or our bank accounts happy by buying a bunch of crap we don't need. And to top it off, if you're like me, I'm not a neat freak, but I don't like clutter. I know when I showed a video of my house, you just see some clutter in here. But again, this video is kind of impromptu and I didn't have a chance to clean up. But when we buy a bunch of junk, where are we going to put it? There's nowhere. There's no place to put it. Unless you live in a 10,000 square foot mansion and you have lots of space. There's only two of you live in that space. It's just you accumulating junk that you don't need. So that's the only thing I can think of. Well, that's not really a good point to say about it, but there's really nothing good to say, or the only good thing I guess you could say about it is that it stimulates the economy, but it's not good for us. Buying a bunch of stuff we don't need, trying to keep up with the Joneses, buying the latest designer stuff and the shoes and the purses and the clothes and even furniture and cars. I mean, anything, you name it. If you don't need it, don't buy it. Plain and simple, just don't buy it. Boy, this video is turning out to be kind of long, longer than what I wanted. But I have a couple of, I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I have about 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 more points I want to make. The next point I want to make is limit your vacations, folks. Yeah, we all, when we work hard, we want to play hard, we want to take that vacation. And that's fine. I understand it. But I've been working since I was, as an adult, I would say. Well, I've been working since I was 16. But as an adult, I would say, 21. I've just basically always had a job. I've always worked. But I haven't always been in a predicament where I could take vacations and could afford to take vacations. So if you find yourself where you can't afford it, that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to take them all the time. I can count the number of times, and the reason why I said how long I've been working, I was trying to make a point. Going back to my 20s, I've been working, as an adult. I can count the number of vacations I've had really on one hand. I mean, I just don't go. I see them as a waste of money. I'm sorry. I mean, I just see them as a waste of money. I want to go to Europe. I do want to go places, but I'm thinking in retirement, because I said we're retired military. I'm thinking about getting on one of those military hops and, try to see what that's all about. Save a little bit of money because I've always wanted to go to Europe. But I just can't see spending, folks, I just can't see spending 5, 10 grand on a trip. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can put that money towards, my mortgage, paying my mortgage down, or maybe paying off another debt or car or something. I just can't. I just can't see it. Now, with that being said, I know it's different strokes for different folks. Some people rather go on a vacation, rather do the vacation and not buy the new house or not buy the cars. And I mean, I get it. It's, it's just whatever floats your boat, whatever you like, going on the cruises and stuff like that. And that's fine. We all get stressed. We all need a break. We all need time off from work. And then if you work, if you have a full-time job, 9 times out of 10, you have like vacation days and things like that coming to you. I get it. One vacation is enough. Like one, one a year is fine, if you can afford it. But I know people that be taking a vacation, especially in the summertime when the kids are out, they take a vacation every month for like the whole summer. So they done had like 3, 4, 5 vacations. Just because, like I said, just because you can afford it doesn't mean, that you should do it. And just think of all the money you could save and put aside, invest, or, whatever you do. It would just be more money in your wallet, basically, in your bank account that you would have if you didn't go on 5 vacations, this year. So, but I'll leave that one alone. But, if you can, just limit your vacations. I would say once a year is fine. If you just got to go. But I haven't been on vacation. I used to go like with my daughter because I used to go a lot. But she was newly married and they didn't have kids and things at the time. But I guess I did go on vacation last year with my son on spring break. We kind of like went chaperone. But yeah, that was last year. We just had one, and that was it. But 2, we knew we were in the process of building this house. Like I said, I was showing a video earlier. We started building this house. It was last year in March, I want to say, and it just got completed in September. So, and that was another thing, why we didn't go, because we had a lot of expenses towards, building the house and all that, and then we knew we'd have to, maintain the 2 mortgages because I didn't want to. I wanted to keep my other house, because we still don't know if we want to rent it or sell it, but probably leaning towards selling it. But anyway, I digress. I don't want to ramble on too much. But we just knew, with buying another house that, there were going to be a lot of expenses involved, So we just went on the one last year. And this one is going to get me in trouble with the ladies. But ladies, and gentlemen too, we have to stop going to the beauty parlor and getting our hair done and our nails done and our toes done. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. And the guys too, with the barbers and the haircuts and stuff. Like some guys get their hair cut like every 2 weeks or every week. And that's like $30, $40, not to include the tip, in some places, depending on where you live. That's a lot of money. And I do my own hair. You can tell it's a mess. But I do my own hair. I don't get my nails done anymore. I don't go to get pedicures anymore. I stopped that because the last time I went, I think I got my nails done and I got my toes done. And it was like $150. And you're looking at, your nails don't last. When I got them done, they only last like maybe a couple of weeks. And I'm like, no, ma'am. Y'all ain't get no more money out of me. I just got all the nails because I used to get the, I forget what kind. Anyway, the kind where they would just paint it and it's like a really hard, they were pretty, really hard. It wasn't acrylics, but it's like a gel nail type stuff. I'm like, no. I let that stuff grow out. I got them taken off and I'm like, no, I haven't looked back. I'm bare nail. I don't have my nails done. I don't show you my feet, but my toes ain't done. I keep them cut. I keep them trimmed. I keep the hangnails, trimmed and all that. But no. Now you can get the little exfoliating thing, to exfoliate those heels, so you're not snagging the sheets and rubbing up against your husband and he's complaining that your feet are rough. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, learn how to do your own I understand you want nice, pretty nails and stuff like that. You can do that at home. You can paint your nails, and they got all kinds of stuff at Amazon you can buy to do your own gels and acrylic nails and all that stuff. Learn to do it at home. You'll save a lot of money. Learn to do your hair. Um, I know a lot of us like to do, they like to wear the pretty braids and the weaves and the wigs and stuff like that. That stuff is expensive. I don't see how y'all do it. I mean, some of these weaves be costing like $1,000 and two and three. Not gonna do it. Sorry. No. And I'll just leave it alone. I could do a whole nother video about hair. But ladies, no, we have to learn how to do our own hair. I'm sorry. Men too. There's all kind of YouTube videos and stuff like that on here that you guys can look up and learn how to cut your own hair. I saw a channel the other day where this gentleman had his whole channel was about, he's a barber, and his whole channel was about, learning how to, he was showing people how to cut their own hair. You save a lot of money on that stuff. That stuff, it's just gotten outrageous. I just can't. I just refuse. I can afford it, but I just refuse to pay it anymore. I'm not going to do it. I used to get my lashes done. That's another thing. All these beauty services, I used to get my lashes done. And that was like $150 like every 2 weeks on top of the nails. So you're looking at $600 a month just in beauty services at the time that I was spending. And I'm like, let the lashes, because, I think during COVID, you couldn't get all that stuff done. So that's when I just started going natural everywhere. Everything was natural. Like the lashes go. I just use mascara. I don't know if you could tell. I got mascara on. And that stuff, it ruins your lashes, by the way. It ruined mine. But no shade to the lash extensions. But you can get those, if you like the lashes, you can get those at the beauty. I think Sally's has them. The strips and stuff like that, and you can do your own, or you can do like that little individual lashes, and you can get the glue and stuff. I mean, a lot of that stuff you can do at home, and I've done it. Like if I have somewhere to go and I want to look nice or whatever, I've done that. But no, stop giving those people your money. It's no, a lot of stuff we can do at home, and that's all I'm going to say on that one. Another one is gym membership. And I got on to my husband about this one. Stop paying gym membership fees if you're not going to the gym. And it's fine. I'm not knocking the gym. And I said, in my other video, we need exercise. We need to go to the gym. But how many of us now, beginning of the year, January, we sign up for that new gym membership? Come, 2 weeks? January 15th, January 20th-ish, around there. How many of us continue to go? Waiting. Not too many of us, right? We, don't do that. Don't buy the gym membership. Buy it if you're going to use it and if you're going to go. I'm all for it. But if you're going to purchase a gym membership and you don't go, like my husband is guilty of this, and I got on to him. He had a gym membership. When we started out, we were going pretty regularly, about a year. And I think he got hurt. He hurt his back or something like that. So he stopped going. And so I would go because, he went. And it was, keep each other company. And then I kind of fell off because I would go and then it wasn't fun because I was by myself. And I don't know. It's just, and then you go and it's crowded. You got to wait for the equipment. And it just got old. So I'm like, I can just go outside and walk. It's free. Right? They have treadmills and stuff like that. But again, I can go outside, walk in my neighborhood. It's free. I can go get dumbbells and kettlebells and all that stuff, and I can work out in my house for free. You got all these free on YouTube here. You got all these free exercise, fitness videos, strength training. You got a lot of things on YouTube that's free that you can use to stay in shape and to exercise. So I think we went, and I'm embarrassed to say this, I think we went 2 years. He was paying gym membership fees for 2 years. And I'm not going to tell you how much because I'm embarrassed. He was paying a lot. Gym membership fees for 2 years, and neither one of us went for 2 years straight. And I kept telling him, because it was in his name, so I couldn't cancel it. He's the one that started it. I kept telling him, please cancel it. That's money that we can use to pay a bill. That's money we can use towards our financial freedom. That's money we can use, you know, for something other than just giving it to the gym people who are making millions and millions of dollars that don't need it. So that's my point on that. You know, if you're going to go, use it. But if you're not going to use it, and you know you're one of these types that, you know, you kind of quit, and you know when you start something, you kind of quit, you know, halfway through it, just don't do it. Just don't get one. Okay, I'm gonna try to wrap this up here in a minute. And then this last point I want to make, and I'm guilty of this, but the last point I want to make is these cell phones. Why do we always have to get the latest and the greatest? And we want, you know, the newest iPhone or Android or Samsung, you know, whichever type that you have, because I've done it. Apple and Samsung and these other companies, no shade. I love Apple, I love Samsung, but they don't need your money. They're rich. They're billionaires, billion dollar companies that on the stock market. And have you looked at their shares? What does it cost to just get one share of stock? The money we spend in these cell phones and getting a new cell phone every year, we could probably get some shares in their stock and make some money. So you don't need a new cell phone every year. Now, I'm being hypocritical because I'm kind of been doing that, and I'm kind of trying to not do that anymore. But we don't need a new cell phone every year, people. Just because, you know, they come out with one don't mean we got to buy it. Because really, and I don't have an Android, I don't have a Samsung, but I do have an Apple iPhone. Really, the technology has not been that great to where you need to from year to year. They usually don't drastically change anything on the iPhone. Maybe about every 2.5, 3 years they might. But they don't drastically change stuff from year to year. So we really don't need a new cell phone every year. Or, you know, whatever other technology you're into, the latest gaming system, or, you know, what have you. We just don't need that stuff. And that just ties back into buying things we don't need. Okay. So I kind of have fun with this video. Let me know if you want to see more type of more content like this. I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope it helps you. I hope it helps you if you're in a situation where, you know, you may not be in the best financial situation, you know, and I just hope you learn something. And if you can pass it on to somebody and you think it might help, maybe they can learn something. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. Thank you for watching. And, you know, I hope you subscribe or leave a comment or, you know, give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and go. And I hope you guys have this evening here where I'm at. So I hope you have a good evening. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.